The Lions are coached by Brock Lehman and are assisted by Breon Hector, Brett Jackson, and Dennis Kennedy. At this time, would you please stand and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening and welcome back to Texarkana Game Day's presentation of the area round of the playoffs. This is game 2 between Henderson and Pleasant Grove. Your Hawks will be the home team tonight after taking the first game 11-0 last night right here at Woodsfield in Marshall, Texas at the University of East Texas Baptist University. I'm Frank Sides and I am awaiting the arrival, and it looks like that's him, of our play-by-play guy, Mr. Matt Fry. He should be walking through this door in just 1 second, and when he does, I will turn the reins over to him, and he is here. Let's let him get situated here, and before he does, I'll tell you a little bit about the starter on the mound tonight for Henderson, the Lions. It's Brian Biggs is going to be the pitcher tonight for your Henderson Lions, or their Henderson Lions, and the lineup's the same for the Hawks, just some position changes. And I'm going to let Matt get situated to hand him my lineup card so he can do his thing with them and do the best we can between now and the time he catches his breath. Again, this one tonight brought to you by Mortgage Financial Services and Mr. Cody Lawrence. We appreciate everything you're doing to help us bring these broadcasts to you here in the postseason. And Cook Drywall, appreciate you over there. And Nothing Bunt Cakes. Those are 3 game sponsors tonight, and we'll do this one time and mention it a few more times tonight. If you would, please click share. Let's get as many eyes on these young men as possible tonight. They deserve it. The fans deserve it. The sponsors also. So here we go.
Absolutely. We do appreciate everybody that helps support us each week, bring you these games wherever you're watching, be it on Facebook or YouTube. We're able to bring these to you free of charge thanks to our sponsors. It's interesting, I unloaded a whole pallet of ceiling tile from Cook Drywall today. They keep us stocked up with that over at the school. And this afternoon, had a little lemon bundt cake for a snack. So kind of appropriate that those folks are sponsors for us tonight here on the broadcast. They got started. So not only did we start 30 minutes early, we started a few minutes earlier than the early 30 minutes. From there. So Jared Halter, second baseman for the Hawks tonight, stepping in from the right side. Biggs is the pitcher, as Frank alluded to. Left-hander, deep hit out toward left field. And Coy Freeman was able to step under that. So it is 1 pitch and 1 out.
Now batting number 6.
To get this one started. Jace Elrod now stepping in from the left side for the Hawks. Jace playing left field tonight for Pleasant Grove.
If you remember last night, the bugaboo, the few innings the offense for PG didn't get going with the first pitch pop-ups. It's happened a couple innings. We had 1, 2, 3, 3 one-pitch innings, 3-pitch innings.
So Elrod sees strike 1 there for the 0-1. Yeah, and you know that kind of stuff has to drive Coach Fincher crazy. Do appreciate ETBU, a beautiful venue for baseball here. That one just a little bit outside for ball one, evens the count at 1 apiece.
And Elrod last night had a pretty good night at the plate. A sack bunt, an infield single for an RBI, and another single to center field off the pitcher deflected.
This one hit up the middle. Going to get just past the reach of the second baseman Lynch, and Elrod has a base hit. And the Hawks have a base runner here in the top of the first, Spencer Browning, who
speaking of having a good night, right?
Yeah, had a great night, did his best Tiger Wood impressing there, and really reached down low to lift a pitch over the wall, and you can see the coaches having their folks make all sorts of adjustments for the Lions. Biggs looks over to check on Elrod at first. Now he brings the pitch. This one low, bounces up, and Elrod is going to easily get into second base as that one gets away from Shutman there, the catcher.
And this young man was the talk of the ETBU coaches here in the press box last night. But
I'm sure. And
I didn't want to break the bad news to him. It's probably not worth your time.
Probably not going to be coming down here. And Henderson coach said the same thing. Hey, we got an open base over there. We're just going to go ahead and let that young man get over there. And now Hunter Rose stepping in. And so a little bit of shift in the lineup as well. Rose has batted the 6-hole. And now he's back up in the 4-hole where he was quite a bit last year as well. He bats from the left side. Hunter, of course, the starting pitcher last night, did such a great job playing center fielder tonight. And
filling in. It's going to take a few minutes to get our groove here. Filling in for you last night, I mentioned on the broadcast a few times. Why on earth are we not putting Browning on with a base open? And it looks like that may be the plan tonight.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you got a guy that can put it over any wall that you want. Rose looks at ball one, just a little bit low. Of course, the thing is, Hunter Rose and Buck Anderson, the man behind him, they're just as likely to put it out there. Big still checking on Elrod. This one a little chopper back toward the visiting dugout there on the first base side. That'll even the count now at 1 apiece.
My first time seeing these Hawks in person, but it appears the PG baseball machine just keeps on rolling.
Got a bunch of guys that have been doing it for a while. Pitcher turns back. Elrod easily trots back to the bag. So a little bit of a cat and mouse game going on out there. I saw Rose make that little throw out that he does quite a bit last night. That's one of those things that's pretty impressive when you see it in person.
He only allowed 4 base runners and picked 2 of them off.
Hunter Rose, little high blooper over toward right field, and this one's going to be trouble, and it is just foul.
That was as close can be.
Yep, right there, just outside the line. Had Blue there on the first base line. Of course, 4 umpires on playoff games like this, so he had a good vantage point of it, but that thing was trouble from the time it came off the bat.
I think if there's chalk out there, some might have splashed up.
Yeah,
that
it was
close.
Right there.
These calls
right
are getting
there
harder.
on the edge.
The more we lean into turf, the tougher those calls get for these guys.
Hunter Rose now, the 1-2. Biggs fakes the throw. You can hear some of the folks in the stands compelling him, hey, just pitch the ball. Delivery now, this one high. Not sure if that was intended to be a pitch out or if it just ended up that way. And I tell you, you hit one out to right field right now.
Going to earn every bit of that run.
Pop, because there's a pretty good wind coming in from right field straight into the face of the batters. The 2-2 now.
Oof.
And
Henderson's fans are already frustrated.
Frank, I don't know how you stand there and watch that one. Hunter Rose was sure of himself in that it was a ball, but it would have been hard for me to stand in there. And you did hear it, like you say, some of the
half the stands weren't
Henderson faithful not quite happy with that call there. Of course, they'll be cheering for it if we get it here in the bottom half of the inning. 3-2 now, one away the Hawks with men on first and second, and Big steps off the plate to reset. Now Hunter Rose steps back into the box with the full count. Little chopper straight past the gap between first and second. One is going to score. Spencer Browning is all the way to third. The Hawks have runners on the corners and one run on the board here in the top of the first, and Hunter Rose, just a great at-bat.
Well, I tell you what, I have messed my scoreboard up here. In no world did I think PG would be the road team in both games. So let me fix that right quick.
I'm guessing that may have something to do with maybe just an agreement as far as where we played. Fincher might have said, hey, we'll play at ETBU. You know, if we play at ETBU, we'll let you be the home team both times.
There we go. I got the other one loaded just in case from last night.
Buck Anderson now steps in for the Hawks from the right side, and Biggs is going to check on Hunter Rose.
Now batting number 23.
Back over at first.
Henderson.
We'll see if we see a little gamesmanship out there. Sometimes you have the guy on first, maybe try to get caught in a pickle, see if the guy from third can get down. We'll see
Just try to steal one here.
what the Hawks do here. Buck Anderson, also someone that can hit with power. This time he puts down a bunt. Does a beautiful job, sacrifice. He's going to score. Spencer Browning moves Hunter Rose to second. It's exactly what you want to do with the ball on a bunt like that. And Buck Anderson
Now batting number 21.
with a sacrifice of RBI. 2 outs now. Landon West steps in, but the Hawks do have 2 runs on the board here early
That's how you draw it up.
in this
What a
ball game.
perfectly placed bunt. No chance you're getting Browning at home there. Like you said, Hawks up too early after kind of demoralizing the Lions last night.
This one fouled back. Tried to send it back here to us. But tipped off right the top of the net there. And you look at that in this team and the way that Riley Fincher coaches them. Here you got Buck Anderson, a kid that can hit from power. Somebody that is a really good hitter but steps up and says, hey, we need to lay down a bunt right here and do a good job with it, and can do that equally as well. And that's kind of the approach that Riley Fincher takes with all of his guys, and say we're going to be baseball players.
It's a well-coached baseball team. Obviously I've seen them for 4 years now, but just, again, the first time seeing them this year last night, they do everything right. They're not going to let you, they're not going to beat themselves. Ooh.
Landon West looks at a ball there, makes it 1-2.
And a reminder, the center field camera tonight is going to be all over the place just because of the wind, and there's nowhere to put it. ETBU doesn't even put a camera back there because it's so difficult, so I've got one duct taped to a pole. We'll deal with it, right? It's the best we can do.
Little East Texas ingenuity. This one a good shot there from Landon West. And Hunter Rose is going to score from second. Landon slides in to second base. A RBI double from Landon West. Got himself in a hole early and put a shot on that one out into left field.
Doing it again. They scored a ton of runs with 2 outs last night, and just putting some pressure on this Henderson team. And like I said, the body language last night, we could put them away early here, Mr. Fry.
Walker Wright now stepping in. He is the man who will take the bump for the Hawks, but he's going to see if he can't maybe help himself out before he even gets a chance to pitch one this evening.
Hit him on the elbow.
And catches it on the elbow. Walker leads the team in walks. It's not a play on words. It's just a fact of the stats.
Like, caught myself. If this were Longview game day, I'd make a joke about your bump comment.
Oh, yeah.
Between me and Keaton, we're out of our minds, though. So
You know. Blue Rose now, the freshman, steps in. He's a right fielder. And we've seen him DH a few times this year. Now we do have a pinch runner coming in for the Hawks. He's going to run. It's Landon Fincher. You can usually tell, big, tall Landon Fincher out there. He's going to come in to be a pinch runner for the pitcher. Walker Wright. This one outside, Blue Rose. The younger brother of Hunter Rose.
he was on 2 of his 3 plate appearances last night via the walk and a single. Everybody on the PG roster was on base at least once last night.
Little single here would score another one. He looks at ball 2 outside. As Biggs works to get some control. He looks back, checks on the runner at second. Swing and a miss from Blue Rose, and you wanted all of that one, just sort of fell off the table on him.
And if Blue can find a way to get on base here, it guarantees we turn the lineup over starting the second inning, which would be huge seeing this kid for the second time that early.
This one fouled back over the net, and yeah, you like to run those pitch numbers up for sure. And yeah, give your guys a chance to see him for the second time. And certainly start to make the other team have to.
And if you're Henderson, you need to get in this dugout quickly. You can't afford to get down 4-5-0 early here.
This one a shot. It'll be a base hit for Blue Rose and more as it bounces off the glove of the center fielder. Rose is going to stand up and get into second. 2 runs are going to score as Landon Fincher comes all the way around from first. And the Hawks lead it 5-0 now as the number 9 hitter.
Not only does he find a way on base, he drives in too.
Yeah, he
oh boy,
put a shot on that one, and Henderson's coach wants to come out here and talk to Biggs early, and I think he may
this is
already be looking to make a change. We'll see.
It's win or go home here, so if you're going to have an early hook. But on the flip side, is there somebody behind him that you go to? This may be your best shot.
And also you got to know for Henderson, this is a 2-game proposition. So, I mean, you got to be careful even trying to put all your eggs in one basket in game 1, because if they're going to do anything, they have to win 2.
Yeah, so that's 3 2-out runs here in the first for Pleasant Grove, and we're halfway to, knock on wood here, another early night, right?
Hey,
not going to complain if we get to go early, right?
Had some good Mexican food, and came running up here right during the national anthem, which turned out to be the longest national anthem in history while I was waiting to come upstairs. Ty Boozer now the DH. He is batting for the third baseman, Christian May. Boozer a little chopper, foul for strike 1, but again, he is the number 9 hitter.
And I'll try to catch myself tonight. I'm so used to, even last night, kind of doing play-by-play that if I just it's not intentional. You know what I mean?
You do not bother me at all. I certainly don't have enough ego for any of that.
It's just purely accidental.
I appreciate you and all that you and all those dudes at Game Day do to help us keep these games going. This time of year, you've got you covering games, Doty's over at the Liberty Ilo game covering that. Morgan's always back and forth. And
by chance, if LE can't pull it out tonight, I'm going to volunteer to run down to Winsboro and go blindly set up for a game on a Saturday at a third different location.
I think they're hoping to maybe put it away there at the home of the Hawks.
Oh,
they
no
said that
way.
He went. And so that's strike 3. But the Hawks do go through the lineup and get 5 runs in the first. We'll take a break, come back for the bottom of the first. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk Playoff Baseball on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first here at Woodsfield at ETBU. This one tonight's brought to you by Nothing Bunt Cakes, Cook Drywall, and Cody Lawrence over at Mortgage Financial Services. Thank you guys for going out on a limb here and helping us bring some playoff baseball to the masses.
Always appreciate those guys. So Walker Wright getting himself warmed up. He's a lefty, played lefty at quarterback, lefty pitcher, but he bats from the right side. Always one of those curious things to me.
It's a big kid. He looks huge from here.
Walker, part of that junior class that has played varsity baseball for the Hawks for several years. He's Spencer Browning, Buck Anderson, Hunter Rose.
Brantley.
And, kind of part of that junior core. First man up is Kane Brantley, center fielder for Henderson. He looks at a ball just a little bit low.
Kane was the starter last night for these Lions and pitched fairly well. He just made 3 regrettable pitches to Spencer Browning.
Yeah, that's it. You
Other
know,
than that, it wasn't too bad.
it's just the wrong guy to hang one for, that's for sure.
And if you were watching, he took an Elrod line drive off the knee.
Yes.
Hard ball. And it took about 5 minutes to try to shake that off, and then just that was it.
Yeah, well, and that can mess with your delivery and all of that. This one popped up in the air, and Buck Anderson and Walker Wright both going forward. Walker able to call him off at the last minute and take care of it himself.
Now batting number 2, Brian.
Walker Wright started off with a couple low ones there, and they've been able to get it up in the zone and force the pop out. Now Brian Biggs, the opposing pitcher, will step in.
Another lefty hitting righty. I believe he's lefty on the mound.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Just got a hunch looking at this kid's lower half. He's probably a football player.
Yeah, he looks like it. You know, and I wonder with that, with batting and stuff, you think back, T-ball and all that, you don't pitch. So you might have had kids learning to bat that way when they were younger before
about to say, you
folks
can remember
realized.
T-ball?
I don't remember it. I'm saying
I certainly
I
can.
got kids. See, yours is almost there. Mine have passed there, but
he's playing the intro to T-ball. It's
there
Wii-ball.
you go.
Matter of fact, that's where he is right now.
They may have learned to hit before they learned which way they throw the best.
It's hilarious, though.
Oh, I'm sure y'all are having so much fun. It's that time of life where it's like herding cats. 2-2 an even count now.
The ball gets into left center field, and 11 kids are chasing after it and fighting over who gets to do nothing with it. There are no outs or runs.
Absolutely. And then the crazy thing is, 14 short years later, this is what they're doing. And your beard is gray like mine. Full count, and Biggs able to draw a walk. And so the Lions have a base runner.
Now batting number 6, Mason.
Right now, facing
Carbon copy of
Mason
how last night's first inning
James.
started for this Lions team.
come out and talk about it, and you see
Something tells me they're going to be a couple inches closer to first base early on in this one. Getting behind this early, you can't afford to be wiped out on the bases. Give the free ones away.
so there's a little quick mound visit to kind of talk a little bit of strategy. I always wonder how some of those conversations go. Sometimes it may not even be baseball. Just say, we're going to give my pitcher just a little bit of
Depending
a
on the
breather
coach.
there. Coach Perlman.
Just a 2-word sentence. Throw strikes.
Yeah, just throw strikes. That's all you got to do. Just throw strikes.
Got an elite defense behind you, young man. Let's don't give him anything. There we go.
Gets that one on the outside corner to even the count at 1 apiece. Lions with a man on first. This one kind of in the same spot there, and so Walker Wright able to use the outside edges of that plate. Mason James is the shortstop. This one fouled back off the net.
And the crowd mic will occasionally cut in and out. It's a directional mic, and the wind's whipping right now, so it's picking some of that up right now. In case you're wondering, they got us in a completely soundproof booth, so you can hear our shoes squeaking.
Gets real quiet for a minute. This one fouled off as well, James. Trying to keep this at-bat alive, rather.
But I mentioned it last night. This is an ideal place to broadcast a high school baseball game. They roll out the red carpet for us.
Great views. Yeah, like you say, a beautiful campus, a great field, good facilities for the kids. And then, the people here are just super nice. We were driving in and just talking about how beautiful the campus is and just the way that they keep everything up.
And they love baseball, that half of the team is here watching. All the coaches are here. I mean, in their defense, there's some good players on the field, but
right, still.
It might be working.
And not too bad of a drive from Texarkana. This one outside. Be a second walk in a row. And now Henderson with runners on first and second.
Caden Foster.
Brings up Caden Foster, the third baseman.
Tell you what, I'm betting big on not having a game 3 because I don't have enough battery power for all 3 of these cameras.
Hey.
Nor this iPad. So come on, Hawks.
If we lose this one, you're just going to have an iPhone shot of Frank and I.
Yes.
It's just going to be problems for everybody. Ball 1 from Walker. This one high and outside.
Walker Wright's going to have his catcher come out and talk to him. He's just having some trouble finding that release point early in this one. It's one of those things that once you get it locked in, something random will make it click. But in the meantime, we can't have another coach's visit. He's got to come out.
Buck Anderson out there talking to his friend. Swing and a miss. That one.
That was outside.
Outside as well. Yeah, hey, sometimes the batter has to help you out just a little bit.
Had a little two-seam action on it, ran it away from the plate and got him to swing.
Caden Foster's the third baseman. Batting cleanup here for Henderson. This one, little chopper for third. Christian May fires it over to first, gets the out there.
We'll take it.
Landon West is at first. A lot of that Walker Wright is the
now batting
first baseman when he is not pitching. 2 outs, though, now, and that makes things a lot easier when it comes to decision-making out there on the field. It does advance the runners. And so now the first baseman, Sebastian Vega, stepping in for Henderson with 2 runners in scoring position. Walker Wright with a chance to get the Hawks out of this first inning. That one just a little bit low. Ball 1.
And he's not missing by much. That's the positive.
This one on that outside corner. Yeah, and then you heard kind of some of the Henderson faithful earlier questioning some of those calls. Now they're getting them too, and so now we seem to agree with him just a little bit more. Yeah, and he is being consistent. He wants them to get that ball up just a little bit. Like you say, just slightly low. The 2-1 now. This one right down the middle for a strike.
I'm not sure I've seen a secondary offering from Walker tonight. Does he have a curveball they'll throw in there occasionally?
I think sometimes. Maybe something a little off speed. That one just down low. May just be more of a location pitcher.
Now our third full count here of the second.
This one is going out there, and somebody.
We know hopefully what a black
contact,
dodge.
contact dent repair.
Hopefully this full count at bat doesn't end like the previous 2. And you don't want to give Henderson any confidence here after you put 5 on him in the first.
This one a shot towards center field, and Hunter Rose easily steps under that one, and the Hawks do get out of a little bit of a jam. And now we'll head to the top of the second. Pleasant Grove leading at 5-0. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk playoff baseball here on Texarkana Game Day.
Cody Lawrence. Shout out to Mr. Lawrence and Mortgage Financial Services for helping us bring this one to you tonight. Cook Drywall and Nothing Bundt Cakes. Those three groups helping us out big time tonight. Bring you some playoff baseball here from Marshall, Texas.
Cook Drywall, one of those places you can obviously get sheetrock and those types of things, but also just metal studs and all that stuff you need, ceiling tile.
Go there and hang out.
All that.
Some good dudes down there.
Cody Lawrence, he and Billy Witt, who works with him along there, they who helped me get financing on my first home. So just some good folks on the broadcast with us tonight. The Hawks start the order back over here in the top of the second as all 9 batters made their way to the plate. In the first stanza, Jared Halter, second baseman. He had a pop-up on a one swing out to start the game. He has the count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Biggs looking at the call. Jared Halter, little chopper towards shortstop. James cannot field it cleanly.
And that happened multiple times last night. The third baseman cuts in front of the shortstop when it's clearly the shortstop's ball and led to a couple different PG base runners that both scored.
Elrod.
We might have some. Yeah, Mason James, that's his name. Yeah, I mean, that's.
That happened several times last night, and the exact same outcome. And
routine plays have to be routine.
especially when you're playing against a team like this. It will make you pay for that.
Jace Elrod now steps in, looks at strike 1. They haven't reset the, there they go, now they got it. Reset the scoreboard out there.
I know we're PG fans on the broadcast, but I have a rooting interest in Liberty Allo tonight. I don't want to work on Saturday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, hey,
let me know if you guys know what's going on over there.
I think
we're all rooting.
most Hawk fans are going to be rooting for Liberty Allo as well, the other hometown team there. And
I'm a little more selfish with my interest.
Hey, I understand. Hey, that's all right.
Been a long couple of days here. I don't want to tack on a third one.
I think the whole city wouldn't mind seeing games maybe back-to-back down in Austin.
How cool would that be?
The 0-1 now to Elrod, the left fielder. Said strike on the outside corner. So he saw one on the inside corner, one on the outside corner.
It appears Blue's going to be a little bit more generous with that particular side of the plate.
Yep.
Lefties and righties.
Yeah, he's giving them a little, kind of a wide berth. He just wants them to get it up in the strike zone a little bit.
Holding the runner on. A lot of room there towards first base.
This one a little chopper towards second, and he cannot get it there. Jace Elrod, one of the faster base runners.
Uh-oh. Can't put him on now.
Yeah, now Spencer Browning
Now batting.
steps in with
Spencer Browning.
2 runners on, 1 on first and second, no outs here in the top of the second. And that little chopper from Elrod just seemed like it took forever to get to the second baseman.
And if he doesn't beat that out, there's a 100% chance Spencer Browning is trotting down to first base right now.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And because they intentionally walked him his first time up, this is the first time he's seeing what this young man has on the mound stuff-wise. So only positive here if you can take away for Henderson.
1-0 now to Spencer Browning. This one, a shot toward third base, just outside. Foul.
A little early on that one, or that was headed to the wall and scoring both the runners.
Yep, if he could have moved that thing over about 5 feet. I think Blue over there is glad that it wasn't quite that straight.
Not a tough call to make when it hits you, is it?
1-1 now the count. This one a little bit too high in the zone.
And Spencer's not going to go out of the zone and bail you out.
No.
Just not something he does.
2 balls and a strike now. Halter is on second, Jace Elrod on first. Browning just gets underneath this one. Still a little bit high in the zone there. Fouls this one back. And now the count is even at 2 apiece. And that's when you say, hey, don't do more than you have to. Put the ball in play. Get something you can hit, then drive it. Checks on the runner at second. No one is there. This one high. Like that one just kind of got away from him a little bit.
Might have tried to overthrow that one a little bit. But I don't know that velocity causes Spencer any trouble either.
No, really, the only times we've seen this Hawk team kind of struggle some against hitting is when you have just kind of a junk ball slow pitcher out there. They're really not used to seeing. The payoff pitch outside, and Spencer Browning is on via the walk once again. This one a little bit longer around. But now it's bases loaded situation for Hunter Rose, the center fielder. Yeah.
And if you're
Fantastic pitcher from last night.
If you're Henderson and Mr. Biggs on the mound, you're about to enter the danger zone here. Bases loaded, nobody down. All these kids have seen you already.
Rose from the left side. This one, ball high.
There's nobody warming up, so the pitcher's going to come from somebody on the field, it appears. But you can't let him go too much longer, I wouldn't think, not in an elimination game.
This one just gets the outside corner. So now Hunter Rose with the count tied at 1 apiece. Rose has a little pop on his swing as well. The day we got the nets up at the new field, he bounced one off of that, which I appreciate. This one, it's kind of right on cue. Just a little bit too far, and that one went in between some cars, but you can see the distance there.
He turned on that one, didn't he? And now the wind is switched.
Yeah, now it's going that
out
way.
To right field. If he does that and straightens it out a little bit, he's going to put a window out in the dorms over there.
Rose with some quick hands, though, now down 1-2. Here, no outs, bases loaded. In the top of the second. This one outside. I think Biggs did not want to give Rose anything over the plate there, maybe trying to see if he could get him to chase.
I've seen 7 innings now of PG baseball, and not a single at-bat has been given away. Just tough at-bats, every one of them.
The 2-2 now. Little chopper staying alive. Hunter Rose fouls this one over into the third base dugout.
And tonight the second base umpire, different second base umpire, has chosen not to stand directly between our hitter and the camera like last night. We apologize, but it's out of our control.
Hey, you know, go there and tap him on the shoulder and say, sir.
Yeah, I know you're not doing anything important right now, but
we're trying to see. The 2-2.
Did he make contact or did he drop that?
Nope, I guess he dropped it. So strikeout there for Hunter Rose is the first out of the inning. So now Buck Anderson, the catcher, steps in for the Hawks, and he has a chance to do something with bases loaded.
Did Buck lay down the squeeze last time? Was that him?
Put a bunt down towards first base. This time I think he's going to be given the green light to swing a little bit. And that time the catcher, Schlotzman, did a good job to keep that thing in front of himself.
It feels like if your name's Buck, you almost have to be a catcher.
Yeah,
like you're born to do it.
The 1-0 now. Swing and a miss.
This young man on the mound's got pretty good stuff. If he can just kind of find the plate.
If he can kind of keep himself settled down. Yeah, that one kind of got Buck twisted up a little bit. The 1-1 now. That one must have been just a little bit low.
Not going to give you the knees today.
Nope. And that's right there, like you say, right on the edge of that zone. We saw the same thing with Walker Wright in the last half inning. This one up high just above the numbers. Now 3-1.
Buck is in the proverbial driver's seat here. Just look for a spot, and if it's not there, let it go. And if it is, just see if you can't put a crooked number on the scoreboard here.
Buck, shot towards center field. It's caught. The Hawks are going to tag up. And it is a...
Man, I could have swore I saw that ball come out of his glove.
Maybe, yeah, let's see. I'm going to see what the...
They're going to talk. They're going to have to.
Buck's on first. He says he thinks he's safe. Yeah, I don't know.
We had an out call, but I don't think that was an out. He
Yeah.
dropped that ball. Riley's going to go talk because I think that they're calling it an out. I don't know. The scoreboard says 2 outs. And I don't have the 6 run across, so we're waiting for them to decide what it is. But I've got 6-0 with 1 out. I think that was a single. But why would the Henderson?
Yeah, I mean, the Hawks checked up. I mean, the Hawks tagged up regardless, even if it was a catch.
Yeah, it's going to be 6-0 either way.
So
but
it's 6-0. We either have 2 outs.
when he was on the ground and the glove in front of him, when his wrist rolled, it rolled out of there. But we'll see what they saw. Riley doesn't look too concerned.
Landon Fincher is back on first for the Hawks. He came in as a pinch runner for Buck Anderson regardless.
Uh-oh, he's about to lose it. He's about to get the bad news, I believe, that the bases are still loaded.
And I think that's exactly right. So
a single.
It is a single for Buck Anderson. And it goes back to 1 out.
Batting number 21, Landon West.
And so now Landon West, the 6-hole hitter, playing first base tonight.
Empire's trying to get the attention of the scorekeeper. Let
Yeah,
him know there's
trying to
1
tell them
out.
there's only 1 out instead of 2. And they're fixing it now. There we go.
Tough
So the
break.
Hawks lead at 6-0. And the bases are still loaded, and Landon West was trying to score 4 runs with that swing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good play out there in center field. Just
Yeah,
bad
just
luck,
that
man.
close.
Yeah. That's the difference between getting out of the jam and possibly putting yourself in a 7, 8, 9 run hole.
The 0-1 now to Landon West. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And
Landon said, I'm not here for sacrifice flies, right?
no, that's, yeah.
I got a chance to make this 10, and I'm going to give it a rip.
That curveball there just sort of dropped off right there in the back part of the zone. Landon calls a timeout, steps out, and now back in. The 0-2.
He was 1 for 3 last night. I believe his only hit was a bunt single. They done a masterpiece of a bunt.
You see Biggs making a sign over there to the coaches, trying to say, hey, I need to get the call here. Catcher's setting up outside. And that's where they go. It was about halfway out here in the left batter's box. And now he lines up back behind the plate. 1-2. Maybe they're trying to see if they could get some of the Hawks moving on the bases. Landon West, a high foul ball. This one will go out of play off the right field side and nearly went into a trash can over there. Bounced down right beside it. And so Landon West able to stay alive. See if he can't straighten one of these out.
And Henderson, I believe, is from a pretty tough baseball district. Am I
Yeah.
correct? Carthage, Spring Hill,
they've
Kilgore.
got
So they've seen some squads, but
Yeah, and the way that they divide up the baseball playoffs now, it's not always just based on ranking. Center fielder coming up again, and he's unable to get there. And the Hawks are going to score 2, and that time looked like he may have had some time out there, but just some miscommunication between the second baseman and the center fielder, Brantley.
they're going to have to go get this young man. And no fault of his own, those last 2, it could very easily be out of the inning here, but instead.
Yeah, and especially that one there. That one was just a little blooper. And it is 8-0 with 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The Hawks with runners on first and second. And Henderson is going to make a pitching change. We'll take a break while they do it. Give you a chance to see and appreciate some of the sponsors allowing us to bring this to you free of charge wherever you're watching from tonight. We appreciate you joining us. This is Playoff Baseball for the Pleasant Grove Hawks from here at ETBU. You're watching it on Texarkana Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
Nerf Wars, safe. Dodgeball, safe. Kickball, batting cages, and glow-in-the-dark parties. You're all safe here, baby. Looking for a birthday party that's anything but ordinary? Iconic Performance Center brings the fun to you. With 2 hours of high-energy activities, plus music and dancing, this will be the party they'll never forget. Book your iconic birthday party today at iconicperformancecenter.net or just call 903-293-9949.
Now batting number 10, Walker Wright.
All right, so the new pitcher for Henderson, Caden Foster, moves over from third base. Vega moves over from first base to third. Walker Wright looks at strike one.
So first
From
pitch
Foster.
slider, it looked like. Young man's not playing around. He's got to get some outs quickly.
This one a little chopper, and Coach Fincher thought about trying to grab it over there and said, maybe not. Trying to see what number moved over to first base. That might be Biggs over there.
Looks like number 2. It is, yes.
Yep, okay. So Biggs, the pitcher, moved over to first. First baseman moved to third. The third baseman is now the pitcher in this one. Walker Wright sends this ball straight back at us. If that net wasn't there, it'd be hanging out up with us behind the glass.
Something tells me you couldn't get a bullet through this glass.
It would be hard, but I bet it would make a really loud noise.
Oh.
This one way inside. Walker Wright now. Looking at the 1-2. Has batters on first and second, one out.
Oh.
Called strike three. And had a
Little front door breaking ball there.
big arch to it, yeah.
And that's that side of the plate he's been a little bit more generous with.
Now batting number 3, Blue Rose.
So Walker now, you can stand over. He's talking to Ty Boozer, kind of telling him what he saw when he stepped in there. Blue Rose now. Freshman right fielder steps in from the left side.
Just presuming he's the younger brother of our starter last night.
That is correct. Yep, he's the
Would make
freshman
sense.
brother. He is a pretty salty football player himself.
They look like a couple athletes.
The 1-0 now. This one outside as well, both of those.
Did Hunter play football?
No, played in middle school and didn't play once he got up to high school. And I heard he was one of the better receivers that they had. Coach Gibson certainly, I think, would like to see him out there. Spencer Browning came on, played football this year, and was absolutely impressive out there. That kid has some speed and
I saw him turn a single into a double and a double into a triple last night.
I'm hoping he'll still play next year, his senior year. We'll see. The 2-1 now to Blue Rose. This one outside, it gets away, and the Hawks are going to move the runners up, and now Pleasant Grove with 2 runners in scoring position. And so if Blue Rose can repeat the same hit he had in the first, we can add a couple of more here.
distinctly remember saying if Blue Rose can find a way on, top of the order is guaranteed to lead off the next inning, and he promptly laced one into center field. Come on, Blue.
Let's see what happens here. Swing and a miss. This one would have been ball 4 inside, and just kept traveling inside. So
completely different
Tell
ball
Foster,
game
yeah.
last night. We were through the 4th inning in 50 minutes. Tonight we're in the top of the 2nd.
Foster with a lot of movement there. And
I was ready to go to commercial.
Yeah, I thought. All right, and so now Ty Boozer steps in with the bases loaded. Designated hitter hitting for the third baseman, Christian May.
Whether you think the strike zone is tight or large tonight, it's consistent. That is for sure.
That one.
Surely they've picked it up, what I've picked up. Throw inside the righties.
That's right.
Granted, you're not the one facing these big right-handed sluggers for Pleasant Grove, but
that one a little too far inside.
We'll take another
Ty Boozer is going to get an RBI with a side of an arm bruise.
Now batting number 4.
That brings up the top of the order. Jared Halter started this inning for the Hawks, and now he steps back in with bases loaded, 2 outs. Hawks leading at 9-0 here in the top of the 2nd. That one, strike 1 right down the middle.
Again, I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but does the 15 run after 3 inning apply to playoffs, or are you sure?
I don't know about that. I know the 10 after 5 does, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that does. We used that
there last night, didn't we? Yeah.
No,
I don't
again,
know about
just
15 after 3.
Scatter shooting out
yeah.
there.
Hey, no, it's a good question. Waiting on the delivery from Jones, the 0-2,
There's
and that
inside.
one called strike 3, just right there in that same spot. But the Hawks put up 4 more in the 2nd. We head to the top of the 3rd. Pleasant Grove leading at 9-0. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk Playoff Baseball. Brought to you live here on Texarkana Game Day.
Hi, I'm Jay Strickland, 2nd generation master electrician. This is our team here at Livewire Electrical Services. Your safety is our top priority. That's why with every service call, we do a visual safety inspection for our customers, because small things can turn into big problems if left unchecked. We also offer a safety and savings membership plan, which gives you priority booking service, discounts, and an annual safety inspection of your home to make sure your home is protected year-round. We're proud to have been voted Best Electrician in Texarkana for the last 3 years by the Reader's Vault magazine. We have a 4.9 Google rating with over 270 5-star reviews because Texarkana trusts us to get the job done right. So give us a call today and experience the difference, because your home safety starts with us.
Nothing Bunt Cakes, one of our game sponsors tonight. One of 3 we're going to go over real quick here. Cook Drywall, Acoustical Supply, and Cody Lawrence's Mortgage Financial Services. We appreciate you guys helping us do this.
Number 16.
We're going to kick off the bottom of the 2nd here.
All right, we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Walker right. 1 pitch hit out toward center field, and it's going to get down. So Maddox Marshall, the right fielder, is a base runner here to start the 2nd.
Yeah, good pitch, good outcome. Just a weakly hit ball, just well placed.
Right in the middle of
Halter almost got out there and made a web gem.
probably the 3 best players for Pleasant Grove, really, right there in that triangle of Spencer Browning, Jared Halter, and Hunter Rose, and just fell right there in between them. That brings up Bradley Manning. He looks at ball 1.
Like a good golf tee shot. You couldn't walk it out there and place it any better. Not that I'm really accustomed to that.
Manning, the DH, hits for the catcher. Now he has an even count at 1 apiece. Walker Wright casually checks on the runner. Fires this one just a little bit low, and again, this umpire is not going to concede that ball down at the knees. 2-1. This one, kind of a little half swing. Knocked foul, and looks like Manning has a little bit of a limp going on there. I don't know. Yeah, somebody has a chicken. One of those squeaking chickens over here for Henderson, and that is strike 3.
It's the first call we've gotten there tonight. We'll take it.
Now batting, number 1, Coy Freeman.
Coy Freeman now stepping in from the right side. Strike 1 on that outside corner, and that time Walker Wright put a little mustard on that one.
Yeah, the outside corner to right, he's starting to loosen up a little bit. Umpire said, all right, let's let's don't stay here all night.
Little soft toss back over to Landon West at first, just to.
It's got to be a good feeling when your offense spots you 9 in 2
innings.
Yeah,
it
takes a little
probably
pressure
gives you a little more freedom out there on the mound. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Coy Freeman, the left fielder.
Yeah, you don't need the ump to call the low one when they flail over the top of it like that. I think I'd go right back there.
Freeman, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. This one may have been a more self-preservation type swing as he just fought that thing off right at the belt and inside.
That was headed towards that back knee.
Keeps the count at 0-2. This one a little chopper, foul. Again, just.
I think Walker Wright's got him about as confused as a hitter can be right now. Pretty much anything you want to throw him here, he's going to swing at. One thing I haven't seen Walker do yet is try to go up top with the fastball, a high heater.
Oof. This one on that outside corner, swing and a miss for a strikeout, and it's 2 outs now. So after the first batter of the inning got on a little blooper.
Number 4, Nick Lynch.
Walker Wright with a chance to get the 9-hole hitter out here and move to the top of the third. That one a little bit low. That one right there on the outside corner. That was the 42nd pitch of the evening for Walker Wright. So he evens the count at 1 apiece for the second baseman Lynch. This one again in the same spot, and Walker Wright's starting to feel it a little bit now,
Absolutely.
It seems like, and working.
That outside corner, he's peppered it. Once he started getting those calls, he just stayed out there.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's the way the top of the third will. They've got it. Yeah, that's the way the bottom of the second is. We move to the top of the third. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk Playoff Baseball on Texarkana Game Day.
My name is Doug Willett. I own M&M Tire and Auto Center. We've been here for over 40 years. We're just a mom and pop place. We service any type of vehicle that you can think of. We do front end alignments. We got the best front end alignment machine guys here, and we also do AC work for the new Freon, which is the 1234 FY. We do that too. Plus tires. Now that's the major thing. Cooper Tire employees, we're really special with them. We give you 15% off, plus also you get your Goodyear employee refunds back on your tires, which is great for you. Extra value is what you get when you buy from Doug Willett. Don't worry, my guys will take care of you too.
All right, as we head into the top of the third, Jace Elrod, left fielder, steps in for the Hawks. This one pop-up.
Going to be tricky in that wind.
Left, and the left fielder Corey Freeman able to get under that one for out number 1, and that brings up Spencer Browning.
Now batting number 19, Spencer Browning.
I am of the belief you don't even think about throwing to this young man right here, although it's a 9-run game. Technically, you know, this represents the winning run here. With the 10-run rule being in effect at some point.
That one on the outside corner called for a strike. That one looked like it was in the same spot, maybe just a little bit further outside. It's called a ball.
I think this is going to be the intentional walk. It looks like just don't get
Yeah,
anything
don't give
close.
anything he can swing at.
Then again,
That one low off the plate. Yeah.
we're not professionals. We can't command our pitches like that. Say we, using that term pretty generally here.
Go with you,
Loosely,
man.
actually. I certainly cannot.
No, I'm not sure I could get it across the plate at this age. What are you talking about? The 2-1. This one low again off the plate.
If he throws Spencer Browning a strike here, it's going to be an accident, I think.
3 balls and a strike from Caden Foster. That one
Catches the inside
there
corner.
at the waist on the inside corner. 3-2. Full count now to Browning. This one in the dirt, and Spencer Browning will once again be on base via the walk.
Hunter Rose.
And that brings up Hunter Rose, the center fielder.
Comes as a shock to all of us that Browning is on first base via the walk.
Foster already at 23 pitches. Hunter Rose looks at ball 1 inside. He is 1 for 2 on the evening.
I believe that sound is one of those plastic stadium chairs out there.
Yeah, something's going on. Sounds like one of those old school styrofoam.
Yeah, that's what
coolers.
I thought last night, but I'm starting to think it's the
Probably somebody
the
moving in
seat
one of
on
those
the-
chairs,
on the-
yeah.
on the plastic chairs. And there is no general admission seating here. There's nice chairs everywhere.
2-0 now. They throw back over, see if they can't get Spencer Browning leading off a little far, but he is back easily.
They won't let you bring your own chairs either. This is a
No?
fan, I guess not a fan-friendly place. It is fan-friendly, but
Yeah.
not that kind of fan-friendly.
Well, we do that at ours as well. Our seats are right up against the nets, and so we don't allow chairs down in the front. We do have an area at the top, a little deck at the top of the stands. People can bring their lawn chairs and sit up there if they want to.
Nice.
The 2-1 now to Hunter Rose. This one inside, and he stood in there and almost caught that one off the right leg. 3-1 now.
In my neck of the woods, similarly, they built the new park in Longview. They built the wall intentionally so high that you can't see if you have a chair there.
No, well, see, that
Solves
can
that
get you
problem too, yeah. Ooh.
This one from Hunter Rose, shot to right field. Out.
What a play.
And they get Spencer Browning as they double him up.
Wow, wow, wow.
And that's the way the top of the third will end. A good play by the right fielder, Herschel. We'll take a break. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk Playoff Baseball on Texarkana Game Day.
Meet Tony Langford Roofing, your trusted name in roofing solutions. Decades of experience and top-notch service. Passionate about your home safety, we treat every roof like our own. From repairs to full installations, we've got your home covered. Upgrade your roof with our variety of styles and materials. For roofs that last long, choose Tony Langford Roofing. We've got you covered.
And reminder, Cody Lawrence and the folks over at Mortgage Financial Services helping us bring this one to you tonight, along with Cook Drywall and Acoustical Supply. And last but not least, over there at Nothing Bundt Cakes. So give those guys a shout, give their page a follow, and let them know thank you for helping us bring some playoff baseball to the Pleasant Grove fans and the folks at Texarkana.
So Jarrett Halter, coming in on the mound for the Hawks. So that'll shift some things around. Walker Wright moves over to first. Jace Elrod will be at second. Blue Rose moves over to left field. And Landon West moves out to right field.
Number 5, Kane Brantley.
And so Coach Fincher says, now that we start the lineup over again, we'll give them somebody new to contend with. And so the leadoff man for Henderson, Kane Brantley, steps back in here to start the bottom of the third, and he looks at ball one low from Halter. Right, ended the night with no runs. A little swing, chop, foul. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes now for Brantley. This one, again, chop, foul. Brantley, the center fielder tonight. Again, he was the starter last night for the Lions, trying to keep this at-bat alive as he and his teammates see Jarrett Halter for the first time. This one, a shot toward right field just over the glove of Jace Elrod. And I tell you, Henderson's had a couple of those balls tonight that just fell in that no man's land between infield and outfield, and Jace Elrod just unable to get to that one as it went over his glove and fell in front of Landon West. And so Henderson once again has the leadoff man in the inning on base, and Frank getting to watch a little baseball here of his little guy out there getting a hit
Now batting number 2, Brian
in T-ball.
Biggs.
Always fun to watch as a dad. Now Brian Biggs, he is the first baseman now for Henderson. Looks at ball one just a little bit high, and that thing looked pretty like something I might would have wanted to swing at. Halter checks on the runner at first with Walker right over there. He gets back safely. The 1-0 now. This one again. Ball just a little bit high. So saw this umpire not going to give you anything low. Going to make you get it down in there. That one right at the numbers down the middle for strike one. It's one of those things I've also never understood as a batter, and you know maybe you're going to get something like that. Be ready to swing. I always just sort of sit there and watch it. Evens the count now at 2 apiece. I've seen a lot of times when that happens, you'll hear Mom in the stand say, "That wasn't your pitch." I'm like, well, it probably should have been. But you can't say that to their mama. 2-2 now from Halter. Strike 3, called strike. Biggs not too happy with it.
Now batting
He will
number 6,
sit down nonetheless, and that brings up the shortstop, number 6, Mason James. Again, Henderson with one man on first. Mason James steps in against Halter. Curveball still a little bit high. Maybe a change up there. Checks back over to first just to keep the Base runner Brantley honest over there. Strike one right there on that outside corner. This one fouled back. Right here off the net, keeps the count the same. At 1-2, Mason Jones. This one, just a little Texas Leaguer out to right field. And Landon West does a good job firing that over to third base to keep the runner from going any further, but just a
Now batting.
good little piece of hitting that time from the shortstop, Mason Jones, and that brings up Caden Foster.
Absolutely awesome at bat to kind of keep the little mini rally going here. Sorry about laying out in there for a
you're
second.
good, man. Had to get you some dinner.
You guys have no idea how many hours we have to spend at these opposing ballparks to bring these to you. No lunch, no dinner. Been here. Today was 2 o'clock day, so I've been here a long time.
Been hanging out for a minute.
It's just baseball. Every one of our cameras is 200 feet away from me. We've got one in the dugout, so it's the price you pay.
Have to get them ready. Caden Foster now, the current pitcher for Henderson, is in the box, and he has 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 men on base. Henderson with one of their best opportunities of the evening.
Mm-hmm. And, we're not complaining. That's what it takes to give you guys something that no other area in the country has. Like, you just don't get this anywhere else.
Yeah, you won't have this quality of production that you get from Texarkana game day.
It turned it.
And a double play from the Hawks, executed absolutely beautifully to get out of the inning, and Jace Elrod and company make quick work after 5 batters. We head to the top of the 4th. Pleasant Grove leads it 9-0. You're watching playoff baseball for the Pleasant Grove Hawks here on Texarkana Game Day.
Texarkana, when it comes to electricity, you do not want to strike out. That's why I trust the pros at Livewire Electrical Services. These guys are the real MVP. Voted Electricians of the Year 3 years in a row. Now that's a home run, baby. Need to upgrade your lighting to LED? Diagnose a breaker that won't stop tripping? Or add a portable generator connection? Livewire has you covered. Power problems? Call Livewire Electrical Services today. I know I do, because with these guys, you're always safe at home.
All right, folks, glad to have you back here in Marshall. We want to thank our game sponsors tonight, Mortgage Financial Services, Cook's Drywall, and Acoustical Supply, and Nothing Bunt Cakes for sponsoring today's game. And, gentlemen, just free game, free advice. Sunday, is Mother's Day. If you're choosing something to get to your mom, I would choose Nothing Bunt Cakes. Not sure she wants any drywall or mortgage services, but a good bunt cake from Nothing Bunt Cakes is always a good gift.
And we're having to feed you those sponsors a little more often than usual because Pleasant Grove is not going to let us get 7 innings in either one of these games. So,
Buck Anderson now stepping in for the Hawks, and this one he fouls off to even the count at 1 apiece. And
in other words,
makes Coach Fincher do a little dance out there.
In other words, if you want to be a game sponsor, we'll give you your money's worth.
Absolutely.
Even if it's in 5 innings.
We want you to know 100% who helps make this happen each and every week. Buck Anderson, the number 5 hitter for the Hawks, playing catcher tonight. 1-1 this one. Looper out towards center field, and Kane Brantley is able to track him down, and that thing just continued to float. Just couldn't ever get it to die.
Landon West.
And And that brings up Landon West.
The only real question I have about the ballpark construction here is for the money it costs you to put that net there, why wouldn't you just extend it down here? Because you're far more likely to have a window busted here than you would in the left field parking lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think maybe just because that's a
dorm, maybe.
A dorm room.
Anyway, again, this place is beautiful, but I'm just thinking.
Maybe just have nets all the way around.
In terms of damage to vehicles.
Yeah.
Specifically mine.
Maybe they're less worried.
Maybe they park out there.
Maybe they figure if you're a spectator and you come to the ballpark, you may expect it, but if you're a
we don't want to get some
struggling college student
just
trying to go to English class on a Tuesday, you don't need to go out there and find a baseball through your windshield.
You're right. That's why I think out loud.
Count even at 1 apiece now to Landon West.
And Spencer's home run last night was right of the net. It took a bomb to get out there.
It's pitched low and outside. West ahead in the count now, 2-1. Caden Foster, man on the hill for Henderson. This one a chopper foul again.
And you got to give the young man some credit. He came in and it's kind of settled things down a little bit here for Henderson.
Yeah, certainly Hawk hitters not being able to tee off as easily on him as they did the starter this evening.
Mm-hmm. At some point, top half of the fourth here or the fifth, we're going to need to scratch one across at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Hawks will get him figured out here as they watch him, but that
number 10,
one is a
Walker
strikeout.
Wright.
That brings up Walker Wright as Henderson throws it around.
Because of this net, it's really thick, so I run a camera cord all the way down to the dugout, and somebody's elbow's in the way. If you recognize that elbow, text him and tell him it's in our camera shot here.
Oh, that's in our dugout?
Mm-hmm. Obviously joking.
Absolutely.
Hoping
The
my
1-0.
camera guy will do that.
Walker Wright. A drive up the middle for a base hit. And so the current first baseman, Walker Wright, started on the hill for Pleasant Grove, went through the lineup one time before Jared Halter came in.
Number 3.
And the PG the last couple games have done a lot of their damage with 2 out. So let's see if we can kind of keep that trend headed in the right direction here. I wouldn't mind a 10th run, would you?
Absolutely not. Walker Wright was stealing the whole way there, and it's going to get in easily. The ball ended up getting away from the catcher, but he was moving as that one was pitched.
Yeah, he stole that one on the pitcher. No shot of throwing him out there.
Blue Rose now moved over to left field. Steps in from the left side. This one, strike on that outside corner.
Is it spelled blue like the color?
B-L-U-E.
Blue Rose. I don't know that I've ever seen a blue, but I like it.
Swing and a miss. That one tied him up. We've seen that pitch a couple of times from Foster that it must look just as big as a meatball when it's coming towards you before it drops off there.
I'm unfortunately all too familiar with the name Bluey, though.
Oh, yeah, you know all about that. Hawks do swing and a miss from Blue Rose, and that is the way the inning will end. We will head to the bottom of the fourth. Pleasant Grove leading it 9-0. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk playoff baseball here on Texarkana Game Day.
We are excited to announce here at Texarkana Emergency Center and Hospital that we have expanded our capabilities to better serve our community. As a hospital, we have the capability for inpatient services. After your outstanding emergency care, we can smoothly transition you into one of our new inpatient rooms that have telemetry monitors in every room to continue your concierge medicine care. While our patients continue receiving their care in their inpatient suites, we also make sure that your loved ones are taken care of with our outstanding facilities. Our added services include a procedure room and also the capability of MRIs. With our imaging, we are able to offer outpatient, inpatient, and emergency room, MRI, CT, ultrasound, and X-ray. We are honored by your support and look forward to serving all your future medical needs.
All right, folks, welcome back here to Marshall. Sebastian Vega, the third baseman for Henderson, is up to bat. Facing Jared Halter. Fouls back the first pitch for strike one. This one on the outside corner, strike two, 0-2 now.
Don't want to jinx it, but the rain has stayed away tonight, so that was the big concern today.
Always good to keep the equipment nice and dry. That one just a little bit too low and outside.
Wonder if that's why they got it cranked up 30 minutes early.
Probably so, just trying to
beat a potential scattered shower.
Maybe. Strike three right on the outside corner. Jared Halter gets the call there, and they're going to throw it around the infield, and there's one away here in the bottom of the fourth.
During the break, I was mentioning
Hatchell, the right fielder now. Yeah.
I was sorry about that. Mentioning the seemingly endless supply of arms Pleasant Grove has.
Got Ben Carpenter down warming up in the bullpen for Pleasant Grove. Wonder if
they're going to throw in 7 guys and not giving up a run.
Get through the inning again and see if we see another pitcher in this one.
But man, it'd be tough to take Jared outright. He's just dealing right now, dropping curveballs in there.
Well, he let Walker go through an entire batting order with no runs and then brought in Jarrett. 1-1 now to Hatchell. This one
offhand,
too far outside.
Any idea on some potential matchups moving forward? Are we headed towards Dallas or towards Houston? Or?
Yeah, it'll be somewhere over toward the Metroplex. This region stays north. This one out toward right field. And it gets sucked in by Landon West. He made the catch a little more interesting than it had to be there. She reached up and pulled that one down.
Got to give that young man some credit. That was a heck of an at-bat there, and he hit that hard.
Bradley Manning now.
Have a pitching change.
And yep, we are going to have a pitching change as we move things around, and this is going to be Harrison Newton coming in.
Harrison Newton, 2 outs here in the fourth. Looking to, if we could score a run in the top half of the fifth, looking to get the final 4 outs for Pleasant Grove here to send them on to round number 3.
I think Newton was one of those guys that played JV, had a great JV season. And
again, we'll remind you one more time. Sorry, man. I keep
varsity stuff. Oh, no, you're fine, man. I paused for too long there.
Nothing Bunt Cakes, Cook Drywall, and Mortgage Financial Services. And Cody Lawrence over there helping us bring this to you tonight as we get a good look at the new pitcher for your Hawks, Mr. Harrison Newton, taking his final warm-up tosses. That is a big young man.
Yeah, he's a good-sized kid out there.
And if you're Henderson at this point, you just see a never-ending stream of effective pitchers rolling through. You're not feeling good about this. Not to mention the fact that you're down 9-0 in game 2. But discouraged if you get to game 3.
Absolutely. That sends Jared Halter back to second base. That sends Jace Elrod back to left field. And Newton's going to come in.
All he could do is laugh as he just pumps a first pitch breaking ball in there for a strike.
Swing and a miss, strike 2 for Bradley Manning. He is the designated hitter.
Yeah, after back-to-back secondary offerings, you could probably fire a fastball right by him here if you chose to.
Oh, just a little change up down the middle. And 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and the Hawks are out of the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th. Pleasant Grove leading it 9-0. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk Baseball on Texarkana Game Day.
Leading off, number 28, Ty Boozer.
I don't know, we might do a home and home. Ty Boozer now steps in for the Hawks. Looks at first pitch. A little far outside there from Caden Foster.
Ty Boozer's tasked with getting on base for the top of the order, trying to find a way to score that 10th run, and he does.
Gets on base.
The old-fashioned way.
Yeah, I think that might be the second time he's been
Now
hit by a
batting,
pitch,
number
actually.
4, Jarrett Halter.
He was the one hit earlier in this game, so that does bring up the top of the order, Jared Halter, who just stepped off the mound back to second base.
It's a scary deep lineup when you've got a guy like Boozer, your designated hitter, just hanging out down there in the 9-hole. I wonder if Fincher, knowing that the 10-run rule could come into effect, might ask Halter to bunt here. I haven't seen him call for it too much.
No, but yeah, maybe.
Very few occasions does it make sense when you're up 9-0, but this would be one.
This one a little bit low for ball 1. Check back on Boozer at first, and you can hear the Hawk dugout say not even close. So they did have an accurate accounting of what was happening there. The 1-0 now to Jared Halter. This one in the same spot, low and outside.
And for the first time tonight, this young man on the mound's having trouble with his release point.
Yeah, he came in and really kind of
I mean, look at the scoreboard.
shut the Hawks down
5-4-0-0.
Yep. This one a little bit high.
That's one of the problems with, coaching kids at this age. You just don't know which one's going to have it what particular night. And if you accidentally choose wrong, you're in a spot like you're in now.
The 3-0, this one. Base hit. And Boozer had to kind of hold up to see if the second baseman was going to have a play on that.
Now batting, number 6.
So now Jace Elrod steps in with batters at first and second.
And the potential winning run out there at second if we can hold another goose egg in the bottom of the 5th. And lurking on deck is a real problem. So he's going to get some pitches to hit here for sure.
Elrod looks at strike one right down the middle, and it's one of those that's always hard to look at, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This one fouled off the third base side, and
if you're the Henderson,
out of play.
If you're the Henderson coach right now, you've got to be hoping the outcome of this at bat, regardless of what it is, makes your decision easy with Spencer Browning at the plate.
Yeah, either. Well, I guess unless it's a 3-run shot from Elrod.
That would make it easy there.
It'd make it easy.
Easier for sure.
Just under poor conditions. That one a little too far outside. Now the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Would basically make it irrelevant, I would think.
Yeah.
1-2 now.
This one low and inside, and the catcher tried his best to frame that one up there and maybe try to talk the umpire into it, but it was just a little bit too low. 2-2 now. Chase Elrod gets it to second, and the second baseman is unable to connect with the shortstop there, and they throw it around a little bit. The Hawks are going to score a run. Good base running there by Ty Boozer to keep his head up.
Well, they did make the decision for him, but in horrific circumstances.
I don't know if that's what you want to do. And so the Hawks now do lead at 10-0. And they have runners on second and third. No outs here in the top of the fifth with Spencer Browning stepping in.
And let's see if they pitch to him, in air quotes here, or actually pitch to him. Ooh. Coach Fincher was about a yard away from not enjoying his ride home tonight.
Yeah. Or getting one from someone else. Browning fouled that one off to the third base side. This one to the shortstop. He fires it to first, gets Browning there, but it is an RBI as Jared Halter will come in to score. And so Browning does what he needs to do, puts it in play, allows a run across, and now Hunter Rose steps in. Hawks lead at 11-0. One man 90 feet away is Jace Elrod as Hunter Rose steps in, hoping to
infield way back, so they're going to concede a run here if you can just roll something up the middle.
Rose 1 for 3 on the evening. This one inside for ball 2.
I don't do this often, man. I'm putting in the call for this young man. Something about just the way he's seeing the ball tonight, that left field, that right field wall. I think if he gets his,
Chase Elrod, he showed off the speed earlier, shows it off again there, pass ball. And Chase Elrod is able to get there well before the catcher is able to get something to the pitcher there. Now the Hawks lead at 12-0.
The wheels are starting to come off a little bit here for Henderson late, and as I was saying, I think if he gets something in here on 3 or 3-1, I think he's going to deposit one over that right field wall.
Looks at strike one there on the outside edge of the plate.
Oof.
That one right down the middle. That might have been the one to do something with.
Middle 3-1 cookie there. If he threw that on 3-1, I suspect he's coming back with it here.
Full count now for Hunter Rose. This one. Base hit, and he's going to go ahead and turn 2. He never even thought about it at first base. And he is easily into second. Just puts that one right out there in the gap, and really just sort of a easy swing.
Just waited on a 3-2 breaking ball and just served it into right center field. Just a great piece of hitting.
That brings up Buck Anderson, the catcher for the Hawks. He
now batting number 23, Buck Henderson.
Pleasant Grove leads this by a dozen now. Still only one out in the 5th.
Buck Anderson has put a couple out there in the cheap seats already this year. We got a new man on deck for Pleasant Grove, Brett Hoyt. Buck Anderson, a shot.
He yanked that one.
Just foul. That thing bounced off the sidewalk down there.
He
In
turned on
line
that
with the left field wall. Yeah, that one just a little bit straighter. Would have been bouncing off that net as well. The 0-1 now. This one is going to be playable. Hunter Rose is going to score. Buck Anderson is going to have a stand-up double, and the Hawks continue the onslaught here in the top of the 5th. And now lead it 13-0 on the double from Buck Anderson. And Henderson's coach is going to come out here, and that's probably going to be the last we see of Caden Foster, and he is calling in the right fielder, Maddox Hatchell. Maybe he just,
Yeah, it looks like we are going to have a pitching change. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to turn the mics off, take a quick little break, and we'll come back with it here for the conclusion of the top of the 5th here. You're watching Hawks Playoff Baseball live on Texarkana Game Day.
So Brett Holt is the batter for the Hawks. On deck is number 2, Jack Serene. And so Coach Fincher getting some younger Hawks in here, getting them some varsity playoff experience. Of course, a lot of the names that you'll probably be hearing over the next couple of years. Holt, big, tall kid. He looks at ball 1 from Hatchell. There's a strike on that inside corner. Hatchell moved in from right field. I didn't see who replaced him out there.
Got an update from your home ballpark. Tatum and Liberty Allo still squared at 0 in the bottom of the 3rd. Liberty Allo's home team. So it's a scrappy bunch they're facing.
Yep, both two solid baseball teams there.
Mm-hmm. And because they split up the divisions in 1 and 2 now, you got some matchups in the second round. Speaking of that, these two teams literally had that happen in basketball. Had no business playing each other in the second round. Those two teams, not these two
teams. Yeah, I know what you mean. 2-1. This one, big looping curveball there that gets inside. Holt thought it was going to hit him. Instead, it evens the count at 2 apiece. 1 out. Buck Anderson is at second base. This one just a little bit too far inside. And Holt has worked a full count now. This one, chopper, foul, stays alive.
It's the kind of at-bats and appearances that pay big-time dividends down the road. You know what I mean? This young man's going to be in a big spot one of these days, and he's going to lean back on this experience here.
100%. This one again staying alive as Holt has already seen 6 pitches from Hatchell. Biggs, tonight's starting pitcher, is out in right field now.
As long as...
And it looks at strike 3. I think Holt thought it was ball 4 and said it's strike 3, and now Jack Serene steps in. Serene, a sophomore, again, one of the anchors of a JV team that won the district going away. And so the stable of future Hawks is strong. Serene stepping in from the right side now. Looks at strike 1 on the outside edge, and if I'm Coach Fincher, I'm telling these guys, hey, Blue is probably going to give them anything that's close.
Absolutely.
The 0-1 now. This one again, looping curveball, strike 2. And again, you probably see some pitches at the varsity level that you don't necessarily see at the JV level as
not
well.
many JV guys dropping 12 to 6 curves on you.
The 0-2 now to Serene. And this one going to be a little bit inside. He just dodges away from it. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Yeah, we're obviously not the ones with a baseball fired at our hip, but
yeah,
you got to wear that one. You got to lean into it.
Harrison Newton, who was the last pitcher up for the Hawks, is on deck. Serene fouls this one off back toward the third base dugout. Henderson will have to score at least 4 in the bottom half of this inning to keep their hopes alive of continuing on postseason play. Serene, little chopper, back to the pitcher. He gets it over to Vega at first. And that'll be the end of the inning, but Pleasant Grove puts 4 more runs on the board. The Hawks lead at 13-0. We head to the bottom of the 5th. The Hawks ready to close out this area round with a run rule game. You're watching Pleasant Grove Hawk playoff baseball here on Texarkana Game Day.
Sorry you're under the weather, Susie. Here are those loan docs.
Oh, thanks, James. I'm so glad we didn't have to delay this closing.
Tissue?
Thanks.
Secure and safe loan closings, or take care of just about any banking task. Experience the credit union difference. Anytime, anywhere. With RRCU's digital banking. Do you RRCU?
Alrighty, with the Hawks 3 outs away from closing this series out, we'll remind you one last time. Cody Lawrence and Mortgage Financial Services, Cook Drywall, and Nothing But Bun Cakes. Those 3 companies helped us bring this to you. Thank you. Big shout out to those guys, and here we go, Hawks. Let's send everybody home.
Harrison Newton comes back to the mound for the Hawks. He ended the last inning in 3 pitches. Trevor Hendershot is the new catcher in for Buck Anderson behind the plate. This one a little chopper, 1 pitch. Spencer Browning over to first to Walker Wright. Out number 1. Hawks 2 outs away, and Harrison Newton gets that one done with 1 pitch.
I'm not an expert on Pleasant Grove baseball, but I'm fairly certain you're going to hit a ground ball. You want it to go anywhere but there. And we're going to have another pitching change, it looks like.
I think you're going to, maybe just trying to get some different guys in there. So Harrison Newton comes out, 1 pitch, gets 1 out.
Coach Fincher, I want some dinner. Obviously, I'm all jokes up here. Coach Fincher, you guys have put on a show these 2 games.
So Ben Carpenter coming in. We talked about him warming up just a little bit earlier.
Combined score 24-0 here from Marshall.
Carpenter pitched a no-hitter earlier in the season.
Wait, so this young man who was the 7th arm Pleasant Grove has tossed at Henderson has a no-hitter in the books. If you're watching as a future opponent, I got some bad news for you. This bunch is scrappy, they're well coached, they play hard, and they're just fundamentally sound and just it's a good baseball team. It really
Absolutely.
is. And as long as Liberty Allo keeps playing games, home and home, you guys are stuck with me and following PG around.
It's all right. We enjoy you being here. And again, you and Doty and all the guys, Donovan with Texarkana Game Day, all you guys that are producers on these things. A lot of people don't see you folks behind the scene like you talk about. We know it starts early in the daytime to get all these cameras set up. All the shots you see take wiring, take things being hooked together, and good internet and coordinating with the venues where you show up, especially when you go somewhere new. And Morgan Smith has built a product in Texarkana Game Day and Longview Game Day that is top tier. Anytime you are the go-to for draft parties for the NFL and that kind of stuff, and they don't have to send another crew down, that tells you the quality of the work that's going on. Nick Lynch steps in against Ben Carpenter, fouls off the first pitch, strike 1.
And I hate I missed that. I had the worst flu I've ever had.
Really?
So bad that I literally missed my first stream in 4 years.
Man.
It was senior night for the Lobos, and I couldn't drag myself out of bed.
Swing and a miss. That one up high. You talked about wanting to see some high fastballs maybe if these guys would chase them, and Ben Carpenter obliges there. Put a little sauce on that one. It's 0-2 now to the second baseman, Lynch. This one a little bit too far outside for ball 1.
And he's got a wiry, kind of a deceptive delivery, too. You can see why this young man would be tough to hit. And lively stuff, too.
Yeah, big, tall kid can kind of whip those arms around there. This one hit foul over toward the third base side. As Nick Lynch trying to stay alive. The rest of the Hawk defense out there is the same, save for Hendershot behind the mound. Buck Anderson gets an early night.
As we get close to finishing up here, Liberty Allo's pushed across the run with 2 outs in the third to take a 1-0 lead. And again, I will be watching this closely.
Yeah, Leopard's trying to end that one there. This one high, foul ball.
I'm not sure if Grandma wants the call. Yes, you're watching him or not. I really don't know. It's either me and little man at the zoo, or I'm headed to Winsboro and dropping him off in Gladewater on the way.
You know? Well, I mean, maybe Grandma wants to keep him, and then you can go to the zoo. The 1-2 now. This one high, deep. Hunter Rose floats underneath it for an easy catch, and it's out number 2. Now Ben Carpenter will face the top of this Henderson order.
Now batting, number 5.
Down to their final out.
Kane Brantley is going to need to be the start of an inning that would go down in Henderson history if they do enough with it. Brantley 1 for 2 on the evening, and he looks at strike one.
Not just Henderson history. This one might make it to ESPN.
Yeah, this one might be on SportsCenter tomorrow for all the wrong reasons. This one a little bit too far outside, evens the count at 1 apiece.
I wouldn't want to be the fellow that had to go down there and interview Coach Fincher after that.
This one a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike. Three balls and 1 strike from Ben Carpenter. It's kind of just a little bit outside the zone a few different ways. Gets this one in there. This will be a base hit for Brantley. So he gives Henderson
Now batting.
a little bit of life here with 2 outs.
Big.
Brian Biggs now in. He is playing right field. He started the game on the mound for Henderson. Hawks looking for a strikeout or a ground out. This one. Strike 1 to Biggs. Lost speed there from Carpenter. That one on the outside corner for strike 2, and we're a strike away from an early evening. This one a little shot back and
athletic move on the mound to keep from taking that in the ankle.
Good job, Ben Carpenter, to get out of the way of that. The runner was already in motion. That thing,
Mason Jones.
just a base hit back, and now Henderson with
showing a little
runners
fight
at
here.
first and second. Yeah,
I mean, the reality of the situation is we're 3 grand slams away from it being a 1-run game. So
that'll be interesting.
very, very high hill to climb here to climb your way back into this one. But you know,
They're looking for 4 here in the bottom of the 5th just to extend it.
you can't score 13 runs unless you score the first one. Is that how the saying goes?
Well, it's something like that. The 1-0 now from Carpenter. This one right down the middle, strike 1 to Mason James, the shortstop.
Those plastic chairs are kind of starting to get on my nerves.
There's
Nothing I can do about it.
That one a little low outside and in the dirt, and Hendershot does a good job of keeping that thing in front of him.
Promise you'd rather have that than me and you up here in complete silence.
2 balls and a strike now. This one low and outside, 3-1.
Okay. I think if we see ball 4 here, we're going to have a quick little trip to the mound.
Yeah, probably so. This one just a little bit low. Ball 4, and Henderson has the bases loaded here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th.
So they're a swing away essentially from
extending this
the ball game, yeah.
Caden Foster, the third baseman. Strike 1 on the outside corner.
That was a good fastball there.
We'll see what Ben Carpenter can dig up here. This one a little bit high and outside.
Liberty Allo tacked on another before heading to the 4th with a 2-0 lead.
Foster 0 for 2 on the evening. This one high and in the air. Jared Halter says he has it, and he does. And the Hawks are headed on to round 3 after 2 nights of shutout baseball. And as you said, a combined 24 13-0. In the two games against the Henderson Lions, Pleasant Grove keeps it moving. Keep up with Texarkana Game Day, also Pleasant Grove Athletics on Facebook. For information about the next round matchups, we'll let you know about them as soon as we know something. But for us here in the area around, Pleasant Grove gets it done tonight. They use a variety of pitchers to keep the Henderson lineup off balance, and we end this thing 13-0. Thank you, everyone, for watching it. For Frank Sides and the entire crew with Texarkana Game Day, I'm Matt Fry. We will see you next week. God bless all of you. Be safe traveling home. This is Pleasant Grove Hawk Baseball on Texarkana Game Day.